future, shattered dreams, end of times ain't what it seems.
Hello, friends. This is Sam Cheney reporting for Weaponized News. Today's November 19th, 2025. Thank you for joining us on this Wednesday edition of Weaponized News. A lot to go over, as always. We have Ruckus waiting in the green room over here. So I'm going to try to get through the intro as quickly as possible. What do we got today? The Justice Department says that they're going to release the Epstein investigation files within the next 30 days. So we have that to look forward to. And then we've got, it seems like, Trump admitted it essentially. Susie Wiles is running the world, and that's what we voted for, #MAGA. And so his chief of staff there, Susie Wiles, everybody loves her, voted for her, and that's American democracy. And we love it. Trump admits a mass murder around the world. We'll play that clip for you. We hate Trump, YouTube. So let it fly here now. What else did we got? Oh, yeah, big fallouts. Truly disgusting of Trump kissing Saudi Arabia's ass. It's just America first. MAGA loves it. So that's what you get with these hack government shill propagandists, clown influencers, fake conservatives. They're really just government propagandists. And so don't be fooled by them. And that's why we're shadow banned and freaking throttled all over the internet, because we're telling you how it is. We're telling you how it is on this broadcast on Weaponized News. We're not taking any money from the government, no political parties. We're against the entire government because it's a crime syndicate. So that's why. Give us that like, share, subscribe, push that notification button, because only you can help this show break through the electronic Berlin Wall of censorship that we face, and anybody that's challenging this corrupt system. Anybody and everybody faces the same challenge. Thank you for tuning in to Weaponized News. What else do we got? Oh, who would have known? I think I called this when they indicted him. Turns out, Justice Department has bumbled the James Comey indictment, and it's looking like he's going to skate. Who could have thought that? You know what I mean? It's just, we're draining the swamp. We're getting all the bad guys. Yeah, they're kind of throwing the game as we knew they would, because government protects itself. The crime syndicate must insulate itself. Oh, Patel, Dan Bongino, they're reforming the FBI. We can trust them. Not so much. Not so much. Not so much. We got news about Trump administration's weaponized the government. But I thought we were against that. We had Jim Jordan jumped up and down at his congressional hearings. Turns out Trump's doing the same damn thing Democrat Biden administration did. It's the government, you see. What else do we got today? But they're rolling out Technocracy faster than you could freaking run a prompt in AI here now. It's getting bad. It's getting real bad. We'll go over all that news from the Trump Saudi investment summit. Just makes me want to throw up. Musk says you don't need money anymore in the future. AI and humanoid robots are going to save us. Not so much. You left out the part about they plan about your orderly extermination. So we'll go over all that Technocracy news. And then we're still covering this, the 6 critical areas of technology rolled out by the Department of War this week. Nobody else is even reporting on it. I was 2 days ahead of even the freaking government on this stuff. So that's why you should tune into Weaponized News. Nobody else. They're all in their little bullshit drama narratives, made up psyops, arguing about nonsense. We're bringing you hardcore news from the Department of War here at Weaponized News that can and will directly affect you and your loved ones in the very near future, as these maniacs are prepping for a major world war. All signs point toward that direction. We got this energy news. How are we going to fund our own demise? Well, through the data centers. How are we going to power it? Through the data centers, you see. We have some economic news. What else do we got today? A lot of geopolitical news, and the ceasefire is successful in Gaza. Everybody's alive. They stopped killing. Oh, no, I'm sorry. We gave Trump the peace prize. No, we didn't do that, but he deserves it. Well, they're stacking bodies in Gaza. They're stacking bodies in Lebanon, and there's no peace. They're killing the hell out of people still over there. Sadly, we have that to report to you. As the State Department and Trump brag, oh, it's peace. There's a peace. Really? Well, welcome to our Orwellian nightmare here, where they just lie to your face and laugh. And if you say, well, look, there's a pile of bodies, they're like, that's fake news. You're a damn Hamas terrorist. They're like, what? Yeah, well, that's where we're at. Don't be antiseptic, I guess. It's just we're beyond the pale here now with some of these reports. We're beyond the pale of just never-ending lies and propaganda from this government. And they think everybody's stupid. I guess their followers are. If you're still MAGA, then you have brain damage at this point. I don't know how you ever were after the medical intervention, Operation Warp Speed. But they forgave Trump for that because he saved the world with ventilators. We have them bragging about it. We have them bragging about it on video here now. Okay, quickly, this day in history, and then we'll bring on Ruckus and get through all of this news for you today. On this day of November 19th, going back to the year 1581, Ivan the Terrible, Russian Tsar, he really was terrible. He killed his own son on this day in the year 1581. He stabbed his son to death, and he died 3 days later. Yeah, quite horrific there. He deserved that nickname, Ivan the Terrible. The Mayflower reaches Cape Cod in 1620 on this day. In 1794 on this day, the Jacobin Club forms in Paris. In 1863 on this day, then President Abraham Lincoln delivers his famous Gettysburg Address. Starts with, of course, the famous 7 years ago. Do we have audio recordings? I don't think we had that technology at that time. It'd be nice. And then we move forward to 1872 on this day. 1872, the calculator was given a patent. American inventor E.D. Barbarin out of Boston was granted a U.S. patent for his invention of the, quote, calculator, the first adding machine with keys capable of printing totals and subtotals. For those that don't like to think. In 1873 on this day, William Tweed, otherwise known as Boss Tweed of Tammany Hall in New York City, was convicted of defrauding the city of $6 million. He was sentenced to 12 years in prison. $6 million in 1873 was a hell of a lot of money, let me tell you. And they're doing the same damn thing today, but we don't have anybody ever get in trouble for all their corruption, or very rarely. 1926 on this day, Leon Trotsky is expelled from the Politburo in the Soviet Union. 1932 on this day, German industrialists and bankers sign a petition to appoint Adolf Hitler as chancellor. They saw the war coming here now and sought to profit handsomely off it, as they did. So, of course, who would you want in there? Warmonger Hitler. Makes perfect sense. In 1939, on this day, and I'm not a big comic book guy. As a kid, I collected sports cards, baseball, football, basketball, that. But for you comic book fans out there, in 1939, comic book superheroes Flash and Hawkman first appeared in Flash Comics #1, published by DC, 1939. 1944, World War II, U.S. President Franklin Roosevelt announced the 6th war loan drive aimed at selling $14 billion worth of U.S. war bonds to help fund the war effort, all engineered by old Roosevelt and Wall Street, essentially, there now. But I'm glad that we funded all of those American deaths. No, it's horrific. It is quite horrific. Progressives love FDR. You know what I mean? 1953, the U.S. Supreme Court rules 7-2 that baseball is a sport, not a business. 1976, American publishing heiress Patty Hearst is freed on $15 million bail pending appeal of her bank robbery conviction. So it just goes to show nobody's above the law except for people with $1 million and the elites. They are above the law. Sorry to report to you here now. I know, breaking news, right? 1979, black man Chuck Berry, famous rock and roll singer and performer, was released from prison for income tax evasion, taxation theft. He was unduly convicted, in my opinion. In 2021, and I do remember this talking to people from Australia, it probably was the most tyrannical, quote, Western nation during the medical intervention period. They went freaking nuts in Australia with the tyranny, with the bat tyranny. Australia becomes the first country to make the bat miracle mandatory as it announces its 4th lockdown on this day, 2021. Keep voting, bro. They care about you. On this day in 2023, what do we even say about this clown? He's destroyed anarcho-capitalism. Javier Milei, Mr. Zionist, Mr. Aardvark Convert, Mr. I love the central banking cartel, Mr. I'm going to chainsaw the government. Really? Give me a freaking break. He was elected Argentinian president 2 years ago on this day. And then our civil liberties history, quickly. 1938, ACLU, to aid Nazi groups on First Amendment rights. The German-American Bund, which professed loyalty to Germany, but was not overtly a Nazi group, came under attack in the United States in the late 1930s as a hate group. Where have we heard that before? Don't be antiseptic. A permit from a meeting in New York on Long Island was revoked, and on this day, the ACLU pledged to defend the Bund's free speech rights. That's what I'm talking about. Back when we had real organizations with real principles that said, I don't care if they're Nazi, racist, eugenicists, mass murderers, they have a right to free speech. You know what I mean? But it wasn't even really about that. But back when you had some kind of legitimate ACLU. 1972, free speech protects right to warn drivers about police radar. This is a good ruling. I appreciate this ruling out of New Jersey. A New Jersey court ruled on this day in 1972 that the First Amendment protects the right to warn motorists about police radar on the road ahead. Do people even know? You see a cop up there with a radar gun, you flash your lights, right? You warn the other. It's like being a good citizen for freedom. I don't know if people even do that anymore. I try to do it if I can. You should too. Warn about these speed traps, as these revenue generating police are not keeping us safe. They're there to be, highwaymen. and essentially hijack you for the government, all in the name of public safety. In 1986, on this day, Reagan fumbles truth at Iran-Contra scandal press conference. At a press conference on this day, great conservative Ronald Reagan misstated facts in the Iran-Contra affair, which had just been exposed 2 weeks earlier. It was plainly evident that Reagan did not know or understand the details of the complicated affair, and certainly did not know the legal implications, which involved a number of violations of the law. President Reagan and his CIA director, William Casey, were fierce anti-communists determined to fight what they saw as communist threats anywhere in the world. They were both committed to this effort, even if it meant violating the law and established policies, as the Iran-Contra affair revealed. There's a boogeyman, so we can do whatever we want. We're still living through it today. The war on terror is still ongoing, and that's why they're spying on everybody, allegedly, to keep us safe from the terrorists that they create. We're still in the same whole bullshit of national security for our own safety. I don't think so. It's to cover up the crimes of the government is what it's really all about here now. And with that, here's our segue to the news. Old Pam Bondi, Blondie, Bobblehead, and Cash Patel. I guess they found the Epstein Files again. Here's a clip from a press conference today. More lies, but the Justice Department says it will release the Jeffrey Epstein investigation files within 30 days. Here's Blondie Bondi. I lost him, but now I got him again.
So we have released over 33,000 Epstein documents to the Hill, and we'll continue to follow the law and to have maximum transparency. Also, we will always encourage all victims to come forward.
What are the next steps, Madam Attorney General, for the DOJ regarding what we assume President Trump will sign into law with the Epstein Files? Is this going to be on the Justice Department website? What are you doing here over the next 30 days, as we understand it?
We will continue to follow the law with maximum transparency while protecting victims.
Oh, Ruckus. We got to bring Ruckus on. Ruckus, how you doing this Wednesday?
I am fine. Did she really say 33,000 of the Epstein Files?
33,000.
I mean, call me skeptical, but usually when they do that sort of thing, that only means one thing and one thing only in my book. That means we got a psyop coming, everybody, because the 33, I mean, you know, the CIA, after every event that takes place on the world, be like sprinkling that 33 in there. You know what I mean? But this is exactly why, Sam, I'm so damn jaded these days. I really feel like this meme right here, you know, Matt Damon, just all your conspiracy theories have come true, and now you're just waiting for them to stage the alien invasion. That's really what I'm waiting for. Alas, maybe that's a very real possibility. Allegedly, now that the government has been reopened, NASA seems willing to release photos of Three-Eye Atlas. We'll see how that goes, but I'm skeptical in that department too, Sam, because the real people that make the predictions, such as The Economist, have released this lovely little photo right here, talking about the world ahead in 2026. And you will notice, amongst all these bizarre war-laden images, I might point out, no aliens. So, alas, I'm afraid I must wait at least until 2027, maybe closer to 2030 for the fake alien invasion, Sam.
Here's Speaker of the Christian Zionist Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson. He says he's deeply disappointed the Senate passed the bill to release the Epstein Files. Shocking, I know.
Any reaction to Leader Thune seeing the bill without adding amendments or changing it?
I'm deeply disappointed in this outcome. I think I've been at the state dinner. I don't know. I was just told that Chuck Schumer rushed it to the floor and put it out there preemptively. It needed amendments. I just spoke to the president about that. We'll see what happens.
So do you think he may veto it? You say you spoke to the president?
I'm not saying that.
Is he supportive of it in its current form?
Now that would be hilarious if Trump should veto it, but we don't even need it because we have the Epstein files here, Ruckus. They've been released. Here they are. There you go. So you don't have to wait 30 days for the DOJ to post it. Here it is right now on Weaponized News. This is what we get.
Wait a minute. That looks a lot like the JFK files, Sam. You're not fooling me.
That's what we're going to get. That's exactly what we're gonna get. It's just
Mike Johnson, like, blah blah blah. I don't know. As he's like, oh, I had no idea somebody was going to probably ask me this question while I was walking through the halls. Right? Yeah, get out of here, stupid.
Emerald Robinson's reporting that she says, let's check on Trump's staff. Susie Wiles, his chief of staff, big pharma lobbyist who actually runs the world. We'll play that clip of Trump saying as much. Howard Lutnick just happened to be Epstein's next door neighbor. Bondi, a Scientologist still living in Florida who pretends to run the DOJ. And Patel, his girlfriend, sues people over Twitter jokes. Oh. It's about.
She's a Scientologist, really?
Yeah, that's what Emerald Robinson is claiming here.
That explains a lot.
In this clip, here's Trump telling you Susie Wiles actually runs the world. Let's play this clip. I voted for Susie Wiles. I know all MAGA did too.
I think that one didn't go through.
We didn't play it? Oh, we had mute.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. That was key. Let's play it again.
Susie Wiles, she had a father, Pat Summerall, the great announcer, football. He was a great football player, became an even greater, the voice of the NFL, and he was supposed to be a tough cookie, and I believe it 100%. Most powerful woman in the world. She can take out a country, take out a country with one phone call. That's power. I don't know if I could do that, but she could.
Wow. Trump doesn't know if he could do that, but he promised he could do that. He promised he could end a war with a phone call, remember?
Here's Trump bragging about the medical intervention again. Like, he doesn't know. We're still going to act, oh, Trump's just dumb. He doesn't know. He has bad advisors. He knows damn well what he did here now, bragging about the ventilators. And if you follow Weaponized News or you're hip to the game, you know that the BAT protocols at the hospitals use these ventilators to go ahead and up that number at the top of your television screen of the death count.
But we did great, and then we started doing the gowns and the masks and the goggles and the ventilators. We were sending ventilators all over the world. We became the king of ventilators. But what a period of time that was for all of us. But despite that, we had the greatest economy in the history of our we had the greatest economy in the history of the world.
He's bragging he sent ventilators all around the world, and he crashed the greatest economy ever in the world. Like, how's that even a brag? But somehow Trump pulls that off.
It's almost like that was his intention all along. Job well done, right? I watched this series of conspiracy theory, cryptocurrency. This guy on YouTube, whatever, he's weird because he always says, but without any evidence, because he wants you to just buy his book. But he always says things like, because we know they want to kill the dollar so that Trump can bring in the fourth industrial revolution where the sheep go inside the metaverse and the machines do all the work, all this weird stuff. And I'm like, he's probably not wrong, but he's been saying it for years. Even like when Trump, after he wasn't president the first time, he kept saying that the plan was for them to crash the economy so that Trump specifically would usher in the fourth industrial revolution. And I'm just like, well, now I'm seeing that happen right before my eyes. And I'm like, how did this guy know way ahead of time? I don't know. It's pretty creepy.
What's the guy's name?
He just goes by Crypto Teacher. You can find him on YouTube under Crypto Teacher. I don't know what his real name is. I think it might be King or something like that, or it might be his son's name. I don't know.
Well, he saw it coming.
Guy.
He saw it coming, that's for sure. So there's a big Saudi investment forum today. That here's the thumbnail for the show with Elon Musk doing the meme here at the old Saudi investment forum. Here it is. Here's Elon Musk doing the meme. See him right there? There he is. You can't make this stuff up, man.
Dude, I cropped that photo too, and I was looking at it earlier. I didn't even notice that because I was taken aback by the other guy doing the, oh my God, I love you so much. You're like Jesus Trump look. I was like, what's up with this guy? I didn't even see the other thing happening right behind me there. That's good.
Denver. I see Denver in the chat over there on the Rumble. Denver, you like that Elon Musk meme going on in real life? Oh my gosh. We got to laugh because it's brutally dark. What we got to
do, because it's 2025 and a shame that we didn't do, is we got to feed that into a program and ask it, is this picture AI? Because you never know.
Why I got it right from the White House. I wouldn't put it past them posting fake images, but I assume it's real. They did a whole long. It could all be fake. Who knows? But I want to believe they really did have this Saudi investment forum. It could all be AI, CGI, friggin' generated at this point. Who even knows? You know what I mean? It's so wild. Okay, on to what are the top 10 points that we can garner out of this Saudi investment forum. Trump thanks Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman and King Salman for hospitality, calling them great, and emphasizing 80 years of U.S.-Saudi partnership since 1945. But skeptics question if this ignores Saudi influence in U.S. politics. He's bragging about the border, says 99.99% of deportations have been stopped. Military recruitment boom. Enlistments at 30-year high due to renewed commitment. I feel sorry for those poor souls who've been duped. I hope they don't go through hell to learn the truth about what this government's really about. Many will. Economic revival hype. No inflation, 464,000 new jobs, historic trade deals with the UK, China, and deregulation, slashing red tape. But evidence suggests these favor corporations over workers, potentially hiding inflationary pressures from tariffs. Massive investments, over $10 trillion in new U.S. investments since the election. Trump brags. Where's it at? I don't know. Well, we got more of that reporting on the economy coming up. Saudi military purchases $142 billion in U.S. arms sales, the largest ever, plus multi-billion-dollar deals with Amazon, Oracle, Uber, etc. Name all your big tech, technocracy, and Saudi Arabia is going to be part of it. There's going to be no escape here now soon. Critics highlight this fuels West Asia conflicts and overlooks Saudi Arabia human rights abuses. Well, they're great supporters. I heard that maybe women can leave their house by themselves over there or drive or something. So they're getting to the year 2025 someday. Election landslide brags. Trump bragged at this forum during the speech that he won the popular vote and the electoral college overwhelmingly against Kamala Harris. She couldn't even talk without just being a laughing hyena fool, but good win there, Trump. What a candidate you beat. The Democrats put up there. Saudi transformation praise. Trump hails Riyadh's rise as a global hub. non-oil sectors, surpassing oil, hosting the World Cup and Expo, yet he glosses over forced labor allegations and public executions. Healthcare and drug costs. Trump claims 50 to 90% reductions in healthcare costs via redistribution from other nations. But this could not be a cover, but this could be a cover for big pharma deals that limit access for the vulnerable. Future optimism with warnings. Positions. Trump says he's positioned the United States as a top investment spot under his leadership, urging others to follow Saudi's model, implying resistance is, quote, politically correct. So if you don't invest $1 trillion in America, you're following political correctness, according to Trump. Any thoughts on this Saudi investment forum, Ruckus? Did you freeze? I think you froze over there. Okay, continuing. We'll bring Ruckus back on in a second here. So yeah, it turns out they blew the Comey indictment. I know, who could have seen that coming? Judge grills government of apparent lapses in Comey indictment. And so Comey's going to get off the hook because they've fumbled, bumbled, and intentionally tanked the investigation into Comey. So we're draining the swamp by intentionally blowing the investigation. Lindsay Halligan says full grand jury never saw final indictment it handed up against Comey. Bombshell about the grand jury. Interim U.S. Attorney General Lindsay Halligan took the stand briefly today, saying only 2 grand jurors reviewed the final indictment it handed up against former FBI Director James Comey. Comey's attorney then argued Halligan's testimony indicates there is no indictment against his client, and they're looking to toss it out, and all the reports right now say it will be tossed out. And so that's how we drain the swamp. Fake indictments. Ruckus is having internet problems. Hopefully we can get him back on here. A longtime FBI employee, David Maltinsky, is suing the FBI, Director Kash Patel, the DOJ, and Attorney General Pam Bondi, claiming he was fired for displaying a pride flag at his workstation. And then here's your woke cancel culture weaponization of government by the Trump administration. After Charlie Kirk was assassinated, a government-backed pro-Trump retaliation campaign led to 600 plus Americans being fired, suspended, or investigated for social media comments about Charlie Kirk's death. That's a report out of Reuters. And so you don't like left-wing government weaponization? Well, the Trump administration's got right-wing government weaponization for you. Maybe Jim Jordan could look into this. I have my doubts. Larry Summers resigns from OpenAI board. Harvard launches probe after release of Epstein emails. And so, yeah, OpenAI, real freak show. Real freaking freak show. So we should feel good about that AI system taking over. And what the dude, what the hell is the guy? Sam Altman. He suspicious circumstances about his sister's death. He's an open homosexual. I guess we should appreciate at least he's open about it. But just total freak show with Larry Summers on the board. Here's Trump at that Saudi investment conference today, calling out Elon Musk. Oh, got to take off the mute. Excuse me. See, I put the mute on. Let me just explain why sometimes I slip up here. If I have another guest on and the mute's not on and we do the share screen, then it gets all garbled when somebody talks over it. So that's why I mute it And anyway, I got to figure out a better workflow for that. But let's hear from Trump here now, telling Elon Musk he should be thanking him.
They don't know. This room, they live on deductions. Me too. How much of a deduction do I get? We all live on it. Middle-income people, they don't know about it. They don't really have deductions. We're giving them a deduction on the interest if they buy a nice Tesla car and they borrow the money. You're so lucky I'm with you, Elon. I'll tell you, has he ever thanked?
That is fascism. Merger of state and private interests. Is there, I mean, it's one and the same here now. Technocracy. Oh yeah, middle class people, they don't even know about tax deductions. Pay your taxes, slaves. They mock us openly, laugh in our face, spit in our face. Here's Elon Musk. Says, if current AI and robotic trends continue, money will stop being relevant in the future because you'll be terminated, you see. He doesn't say the quiet part out loud. I will here now. Ruckus is back.
And if you go out long enough, assuming there's a continued improvement in AI and robotics, which this seems likely, the money will stop being relevant at some point in the future. Now there will still be constraints on power, like electricity and mass. The fundamental physics elements will still be constraints, but I think at some point currency becomes irrelevant.
Jensen, any thoughts?
By the way, the Nvidia earnings call is later today.
And by the way, since currency is relevant.
Cheers.
By the way, those are two of the world's richest out-of-touch people. Anyway.
He's explaining technocracy right there.
My dude, I saw another clip where Elon Musk was saying very similar things, talking about universal high income. Did you see that one?
No.
Yeah, I forget where that one was, but it was just also in the last couple of days it's been making the rounds. But he was talking about how the robots, his little Neo robots or whatever, the Tesla robots, will be surgeons. So they'll be like basically doing surgery inside your house, right? I think we talked about that briefly on Friday. Oh, no, we talked about the other housekeeping. Well, anyways, he says that they can be doctors. And basically, he said that everyone will have their hands on a world-class surgeon. Then he said the robots will prevent crime because we won't need jails anymore. Because if you're a criminal, you'll have a free Tesla robot that will just follow you around and make sure that you don't commit crime. And then he also said he will end poverty. Tesla robots end poverty because you'll get a universal high income. And he, in that same bit there, that same speech or whatever he was going on about, he said that sometimes people ask him what his vision of the future is as far as like the high science fiction novelists and worlds and scenarios, and he says he envisions a Banksian future. And if you look that up, it's like literally, yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, this is Elon Musk to the toenails, where he believes that everyone, you will be giving up your entire life, your freedom, your decisions. The government will all be run by super intelligent artificial intelligence. In the case of Banksian, it's called the minds. And that all that's left for humans to do is just sit on their laurels, do nothing. You can work if you want to, but it's all just about having fun and playing and going on adventures. You can change your gender. You can change your body. You can be whatever you want. It's all sorts of highfalutin, fantastical, bizarre, utopian BS that he's just feeding to everybody, because ultimately what he's really doing is they're doing technocracy, exerting control. Yes, you'll get a little bit of a basic income. It won't be a high income. You're not going to get your robot for free. You're kidding. Like, don't kid yourself. These people at the end of the day still need some sort of power, some sort of control. And if it's not money, what's it going to be? Well, he told you it's energy and mass. And well,
and that is technocracy as outlined in the, I forget even the friggin' document. What is it?
Well, we're
weapons
energy
for quiet wars.
And
Yeah.
we're mass. And I believe strongly that we are going to be the vessels, the batteries that power the technocracy.
The Matrix.
So just a heads up there.
Elon Musk's XAI will build a 500 megawatt AI data center in Saudi Arabia in partnership with the kingdom state-backed AI venture Human using Nvidia chips. So there you go. You thought Saudi Arabia was oppressive now? Wait till they roll out full-on technocracy there. But some good news here. What you're talking about, you can have your surgeon at home. Robots in your bloodstream could deliver drugs with great precision. Report out of the Washington Compost. So here's an image of that. You could put this little robot in there, and they've been talking about this for years. Scientists in Switzerland have created a robot the size of a grain of sand that is controlled by magnets and can deliver drugs to a precise location in the body, a breakthrough aimed at reducing the severe side effects that stop many medications from advancing in clinical trials. And so, isn't this exciting development?
No.
No.
Not at all. I did a paper back in 1993, 94 about nanotechnology when that word and that idea and that concept was just brand spanking new. And my mind was blown. And I've noticed that throughout the years, my adult life, there's been all these wonderful advancements in technology that's spoken about openly in the public, leading up to what we talk about now with AI and even freaking quantum computers. I've seen invisibility cloaks, but zero talk about nanotechnology. You want to tell me that just went nowhere? So if they're willing to show you that they have a robot right now that they're showing the public is the size of a grain of rice, I am willing to bet everything I own. I'm willing to put my mother's grave on the line, everything, Sam, to suggest that they have robots that probably equal about 1 million tiny robots to the one that you saw on that finger, the grain of a sand. That's my firm belief. And God only knows what they're doing with that. We've certainly heard bizarre stories about nanodust particles and things. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but do some research and have a good time. But nanotechnology has been progressing and it does exist, but you have to go find the news articles. It's weird they don't just come out and openly talk about it. Very strange.
Here's First Lady promoting technology is changing the art of war. I don't know what she has to say about it. Let's take a listen.
Technology is changing the art of war. Predictably, AI will alter war more profoundly than any technology since nuclear weapons. The most significant change will be speed. Speed in weaponry, decision-making, detection, attack, and defense. Artificial intelligence will take center stage in the theater of war. It already plays a meaningful role on the battlefield. Of course, it is the Marine who will always play the most critical role in realizing mission success.
Nothing like a thick Eastern European accent addressing our U.S. Marines about technology is changing the art of war.
Did you ever watch what was that show? Airwolf?
Mm-hmm.
With the actor. Who was the actor that played it? Michael Jan Vincent?
Jan Michael something. Yeah.
Have you seen the meme where they put a picture of him next to Melania Trump?
No.
You got to do that.
Is that one of the guys? Is that one of the Hollywood heartthrob dudes that screwed his face all up with plastic surgery?
Yeah, but I mean, they look practically identical. In particular, these two pictures side by side, and you just can't unsee it. It's kind of like the thing with Melinda Gates and Kevin Kline. Yeah.
Okay, here's our meme of the day from the Department of Homeland Security. Not so good, in my opinion. Let's see what Ruckus thinks about the meme of the day from the Department of Homeland Security. Your nation calls once more. Join ICE.gov with a terrorist in a freaking ski mask. What do you think of the meme of the day from the Department of Homeland Security.
I'm confused. Are you supposed to be the person in the mask, or you're hunting people that look like that wearing masks? Oh, wait, that's right. You're the one wearing the mask, right?
He has police on his shirt there, so he's the good guy, obviously.
Yeah, well, I don't know how to read. I'm illiterate. Wild stuff. I just saw a clip of Scott Bessent, by the way. He was wearing a police jacket, and I was like, why is that dude wearing a police jacket anyway? Sorry.
The Treasury Secretary is wearing a police jacket. I don't know. They're policing the Treasury, I guess. Okay, Aaron Day's site. I showed it yesterday. We'll show it again. Or on technocracyatlas.com. A lot of great research, but he's got up here. Remember how they always would have the terror threat level, right? And to fearmonger, scare everybody. We're on threat level 4 or 5. A terrorist was spotted underneath in the New York subway today, or whatever claim they made. Well, he has a technocracy threat level on. So let's take a look at that. So we're at, according to Technocracy Atlas, we're at technocracy threat level 3 right now. Active surveillance state, no doubt. And there's quite a bit of good stuff on here. Real ID and mobile driver's license, 60% threat. Genius Act and tokenized assets, 85%. Palantir, OpenAI, NSA programs, 72%. Surveillance programs. But you can go through here and break it all down. A lot of important information here at technocracyatlas.com. We're at technocracy threat level 3 right now.
That's a great idea what he's doing with that site there. It's fantastic. I'm not happy to see us at threat level anything in this department, to be honest with you, but I'm glad we're not full blown. How high did the scale go? 6?
It goes to 5, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I don't want to be there for 5. Give me the aliens before 5, whatever 5 is. Who knows?
Secretary of War, Department of War, Hegseth says DARPA at heart of America's strategic advantage. Ruckus. Here's a.
They just admit it like that?
Yeah, from the Department of War. They're not even hiding nothing anymore. It's in your face. As he went on a trip to DARPA and remote controlled a Black Hawk helicopter. He posted a video of him doing it. So, yeah, there you go. Department of War. They don't even.
We can remote control a Black Hawk helicopter, but we can't remote control a pedestrian vehicle, and particularly one of a journalist who might be about to report some incendiary items and have his car mysteriously crash doing 100 miles an hour right into a lamppost. We can't do that, but we can remote control a Black Hawk helicopter. Neat.
War Department narrows technology development focus to half dozen areas as we continue to report here. Even the Department of War, maybe they can pick up their reporting here. We were 2 days ahead because we actually watched the announcement and reported on it here. At Weaponized News 2U, I don't know, I think we were maybe 2 or 3 hours after they made this announcement, but it is quite significant. The critical technology areas have been pared down from 12 to 6. Again, applied artificial intelligence, biomanufacturing, we're going to focus on that today, contested logistics technology, quantum and battlefield information dominance, scaled hypersonics, and yeah, openly emitting in your face, scaled direct energy weapons. Ruckus.
Well, I must admit, I never thought I would live to see that day where they just talk about that stuff out in the open, but here we are. Neat.
Here we are. More details on the focus of today. As I said, I would go over all 6 areas of critical technology launched, 2 days ago by the Department of War. Biomanufacturing. Let me blast through this quickly. Core definition of biomanufacturing: harnesses living systems for scaled production of critical substances, targeting supply chain independence, strategic objectives, eliminating vulnerabilities in global logistics, enabling on-demand manufacturing in austere military environments. Key principles from 2023 strategy: establish R&D transition partners, advance innovations, and map the biomanufacturing ecosystem. Applications produces pharmaceuticals, miracles, fuels, food, biologics, and novel materials for defense needs, industrial engagement, multiple industry days, foster collaborations with over 70 participants in 2023 events, discussed long-term goals, funding, and awards, millions allocated to this effort. Tech convergences integrates with AI, synthetic biology, gene editing for enhanced capabilities of asymmetric advantages. Wow, that's a lot right there. And that's these are older documents, but they're bringing it all into real life. You can see right here from Secretary of Defense when it was still the defense, and nothing changed. So you put Biden in, you put Trump in, it's your same War Department right there. A little bit more on it. Dual use risk, potential for biological modifications in humans, animals, raising ethical concerns over misuse or covert operations. Ecosystem building, focus on domestic infrastructure, government contracts, and investments to create a self-sustaining U.S. base. Broader implications, strengthening national security, but demands scrutiny to prevent abuses of power, echoing historical government experiments. I don't know what government would never experiment on the American people, would they, Ruckus?
They've been caught doing that exact thing many times, Sam. It's even on your Wikipedia, kids. Look it up.
Man. And here's a big old piece. I mean, there's a lot to go through. The link will be at Weaponized News Substack, but here's another one of them. Some of this stuff's getting creepy when they're talking about modifying genetically. This one right here integrates AI, synthetic biology, and gene editing for enhanced capability. That's your super soldiers right there. Allegedly, they're trying to engineer. And so what? Yeah. And they're saying it all right here. All these, it's all cited from your old government right here. All government documents right there for anybody that has the stomach to research this insanity.
I'm no expert, but synthetic biology doesn't sound natural to me.
What is a woman? You see, we're still trying to figure that one out. Okay, more on the technocracy. Everybody's favorite CEO, Alex Karp, report out of The Guardian. Fear really drives him. Is Alex Karp of Palantir the world's scariest CEO? I don't know if he's the scariest, but he's a weird dude. I'll tell you that. So what do you think? Is he who's the world's scariest CEO?
Elon Musk?
He's up there.
I mean, just biblically speaking, the dude has worn the Satan's armor costume, I'll remind everybody. And not during Halloween, too. He'll just pop it up every once in a while as his avatar. The dude, I mean, like, because Satan can appear as an angel of light. So somebody like the world's richest person fits the bill for me. So I would be like, yeah, I would be probably afraid of Elon Musk. Yeah.
Probably.
But I don't know, to be honest with you. Of all of them, the one I don't want to run into late at night in an alley, Peter Thiel. Hell no. That guy is creepy.
They're all just weird, man. They're weird, and they try to relate to Joe Blow, Ruckus, and I, and everybody else out there. They can't because they're disconnected. They're quadrillionaires, whatever, and they're in a whole different. We just can't even comprehend what these characters are doing.
Plus, there's a handful of people behind the scenes that we've never even heard of that have more money than all of these people, allegedly, supposedly.
Allegedly, the owners.
Now you're gonna get the little fact checker on your YouTube channel that says New World Order or something like that.
So what are we gonna do with all this? Well, we're going to U.S. Department of Energy provides Constellation Energy with a $1 billion loan to restart a nuclear reactor shut down since 2019 after Microsoft agrees to purchase all the electricity from the plant for the next 2 decades. 3 Mile Island there in New Jersey, nuclear power plant's going to be fired up again. And it's not like anything ever went wrong there, did it, Ruckus?
for the next 2 decades. So, I mean, at least they have a positive outlook. I mean, these are good signs, everybody. They're clearly not planning on pulling the plug on the entire planet, possibly just the vast majority of the population, but at least the entire planet will still be here, including New Jersey. Sad to say for some people. I know how some of you feel about New Jersey.
On March 28, 1979, 3 Mile Island Unit 2 reactor in Pennsylvania partially melted down due to a stuck valve, cooling loss, and operator error. Small radioactive release occurred, but no deaths or major health effects are reported. So it's fine, you see. And then
a little bit of nuclear toxic sludge fallout is good for you.
It's called MAHA. Okay, and I know Young, I think I saw Young in the comments on the YouTube. I think he mentioned this the other day too, but here it is again. Let's take a look here. And you mentioned at the beginning here, Ruckus, the old economist prediction has become infamous here now. And so we're trying to, what did you say? You didn't spy any UFOs in here? There's some satellites.
I didn't see aliens.
There's rockets. There's they got a fist up with a handcuff around it. Damn, dude.
It's got the phallic rocket there, the Jeff Bezos style.
Syringes for all you junkies out there, rockets, the humanoid robots.
There's a lot of pills. There's plenty of pills going on.
Plenty of pills. Yeah, a lot of war scenes going on.
I love the tanks.
Tanks, warships, missiles. Yeah.
And then a random Viking ship for like when Columbus's time. What is it? That old sail ship there.
And it's this soccer dude. A soccer dude. I don't follow soccer, but a soccer dude went to the White House, Orlando or something.
Aren't we? I think we're hosting FIFA, aren't we?
Yeah. And so
I think that if there's going to be a big 33 type psyop, false flag event, I'd be concerned about.
That would be a good place for Hamas to do a terrorist attack.
Well, I would never say that.
Don't give
Now, if the DHS, the FBI, and the CIA start saying that like 3 weeks before the event, and they're like, we have 33 points of evidence, and you're like, shoot, here we go.
They even have the little robot dogs here. Let's take another look at this. Little robot dogs up there. A lot of pills. Yeah. So a bright future, they say in the subheading here, geopolitical drift, opportunities for China after Gaza, outlook for Middle East, beyond Ukraine, Russia's next move. The global economy is a crisis brewing, sporting values, political football, weight loss, drugs, the next generation. Yeah.
Now, the central focus of the image where your eyes are naturally drawn to is the birthday cake, the 250th celebration. And as you're examining that, when your eyes naturally first check out this thing, some things might stick out to you or whatever, like the tank when you first see the image from afar. But when you're looking at the picture, then your eyes move naturally to what's happening directly underneath the birthday cake. And that one in particular still sticks out in my mind. You've got this brain attached by a wire to a remote control, like a video game controller. But then you'll notice the loop of the wire is why did they loop the wire to where it's about to be cut by the crossed swords? Did you notice that?
I see that there. That is,
and that type of stuff is not by accident. I just wanted to point that out.
And they put a penny here as well. And we quit minting pennies.
Yep. The crossed swords is Masonic, by the way.
Wow. There's a whole lot going on there. We may revisit this. But, and space weapons. There you go. Your aardvark space lasers right here. They got a satellite shooting a beam, apparently.
And for the Q people, I'm sure you noticed the red balloons. We all know what red balloons means.
99 Red Balloons. It's a great song. Yeah, wow. A lot to take in there. Okay, as aforementioned in Elon Musk, Nvidia shares rise on stronger than expected revenue forecasts. So maybe the tech bubble is not going to pop just yet. Nvidia reported fiscal quarter number 3 earnings today that topped Wall Street expectations for sales and earnings and provided stronger than expected guidance for fourth quarter sales. But turns out it's this big old circle jerk of big tech going on. Nvidia $24 billion AI deal blitz has Wall Street asking questions about murky circular investments.
That's the legal term. I would think. The other term, I don't think they call it a circle jerk, but yeah, circular funding or circular investing is a thing. Yeah, and the government's gotten involved too. We're part of this circle. It's terrible.
It's not called circle jerk.
No.
Very murky deals. The heaping piles of cash that Nvidia has taken in have poured into AI startups is a sign of how the chip maker has looked to strengthen its grip on the market. So they're like, buy our chip. Well, give us money. Okay, here's the money. Well, buy our chip. And it's this perpetual machine of circle jerking of these technocrats.
It's the using Paul and Peter to pay Mary or whatever that expression is, right? Forget that.
Robbing from Peter to pay Paul. Indeed. As they prop up the stock market here now. The greatest.
And then ultimately at the end of the day, all this is doing is inflating the stocks and the crypto and all this tech stuff is so overvalued, or what's the term? It's about to pop, everybody. And in fact, didn't we just see the news? I think you probably reported it, how Peter Thiel dumped his Palantir stocks and Nvidia. Michael Burry is shorting Tesla or whatever, and Apple and all sorts of like, what are you doing? Meanwhile, I'm hearing news that Warren Buffett, who's been sitting on his hands this whole time, has just reemerged and suddenly gobbled up a bunch of Google. And I'm like, what is going on here? I'm so confused. Which way to go? I don't know.
It's the greatest economy ever, and it runs in large part on confidence. Here's Trump undermining the confidence, saying that the Federal Reserve Chairman, Powell, has mental health problems. I mean, how is this? I don't really get it. Let's hear from Trump.
And eggs are way down now. Mortgage rates are down despite the Fed. I mean, you got to work in this guy. He's got some real mental problems. No, there's something wrong with him. It's just sweet. I'd be honest. I'd love to fire his ass. He should.
Wow. Is he talking about Fed Chair Powell?
He's talking about Fed Chair Powell talking to
Dude, I'm sorry. I mean, I don't like either of those dudes, but Fed Chair Powell could run miles around Trump in any intellectual conversation easily, handily. He would embarrass him. I don't know what he's talking about.
You're going to like this one, Ruckus. I particularly like it. We already knew this, but confirmed again. Report out of CNBC. Bureau of Labor Statistics says full October jobs data won't be released. Available figures to be included in next report.
How convenient.
We got no economic data in October, no consumer price index, jobs numbers, nothing. And it said, well, it's because the Democrats shut the government down.
Yeah, this next Fed meeting could get very interesting. We'll have to see what happens.
Here's data centers concentrated in these states. Here's what's happening to electricity prices. And so you're bad for wanting lights on at nighttime. Will be the next PSYOP narrative they're selling us. U.S. states with the most data centers. Damn, they got a lot over there in Texas where you're at. Oh, look at Virginia, the home of the CIA, right? 666 data centers. You can't make this up, man. Come on, man. 666 data centers there in Virginia. 321. I thought there'd be more actually here in California. Texas, 410. Illinois, 244. Ohio, 193. But 666 there in Virginia.
And they should have made it 322 for California and 420 for Texas.
Well, we'll get there. We'll get there. I'm sure. Yeah, so
Yeah, they're making big ones out here. I knew about that. Yeah.
as is per usual in our capitalist free market economy, they will socialize the gains, or they will privatize the gains and socialize the losses here. And the government is subsidizing heavily through tax benefits, through energy reduced prices, all in the from the promise from these liars in the technocracy that we're going to provide economic growth and jobs to your area as we suck up all the water and energy. But don't you worry, because we'll just increase the price on your residential consumers trying to have a light on at night. And so you guys suck up all that energy to build your technocracy, and we'll blame Joe Blow trying to see in the dark. Bitcoin, Ruckus, it went down and went up, extremely volatile, right? But it actually went back up today. It went below 90,000, which was like a red flag, but then it bounced right back up to 92,700 something. Here it is. So extremely volatile there. But I thought the big crash was coming when it went below 90. I was like, they pulled the freaking rug on this deal. But apparently not today. It's back up there, still fighting.
It doesn't work like that. I've been following the crypto markets.
How's it going to work? How's it going to work?
A handful of bull runs.
Tell us how it's going to work.
If it works the way all the stocks and the markets and everything has always worked, what we're seeing is this is the beginning of it's all going down. But it never goes like straight down unless you got some like super high risk, like crap shitcoin, altcoin thing, it goes right down to zero.
Trump
But
coin?
usually, yeah, we'll see that with those Trumps and those Melanias. It will happen as soon as everybody realizes we're in the bear market. But Bitcoin will do that. It'll hit there's these moving averages, these lines on the charts, and once it hits one, it can either become support or it can become a new resistance. And it's breaking all of these things, and now it's like it's not turning into support. So it'll go below it, and it'll come back up a little bit of a relief rally, and trick everybody, and everybody will rush back in, and then bam, it'll go back down. I mean, so there's a very good chance that probably in the next few months we'll be talking about Bitcoin at like 70,000 again, and everybody's going to by then everyone will be screaming. All the altcoins will go to zero or whatever. It's like, yeah, it's going to catch everybody by surprise, because I know there are people who are saying, oh no, this is an extended bull run. They're talking about the same crap they did last time, and the same thing happened as it did last time, exactly 4 years after to the day, even like October 8th or whatever. That was the high for this cycle. That's my guess anyways. But again, anything could happen, but it's not looking good, kids. So if you're thinking, hey, you might want to take some off the table, now's a good time to do it while it's still above 90. Good luck.
Well, not everybody's losing here, Ruckus. You know who's winning is Tether. Tether is saying we have a 99% profit margin. That's like unheard of, right? 99% profit margin. Tether expects to generate 15 billion with a B in profits by the year end. And so Tether has beat all big tech. They beat Tesla, Apple, name the company. They're the number one profit company. I never heard of such a thing. 99% profit margin. Well, it turns out Tether just released quarterly attestation. That's their audit for Q3 2025. USDT has become the biggest financial inclusion success story in the history of humanity, with more than 500 million users across emerging markets and developing countries. Tether.
Howard Lutnick must be very happy to hear this.
That's his
stable. Is he involved? That's his he's involved in that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I thought. The problem with Tether is, for folks who don't know, I mean, that's like the stable coin, the US dollar. It's a stable coin that's supposed to be pegged 1-for-1 to the US dollar. They have not been able to, just like the Fort Knox gold audit thing that we never saw, they've been unable to satisfactorily prove to everybody that if they say, oh, we've got $1 billion worth of the stable coin, we have $1 billion worth of cash sitting right here to back it up. They can't prove it. And then they do these audits, but they usually, correct me if I'm not wrong, they're like internal audits. So these are self-reported numbers. So they're saying that they're the hottest shit on the planet, but nobody can prove it. So do with that what you will.
Well, 99% profit margin. That's pretty amazing.
I'll buy some stuff. Sounds good.
We missed our, okay, now we're on to, let's go ahead and do our live commercial break. By the way, give us a like, share, subscribe. And the Weaponized News store is back up. By the way, Ruckus did give me some technical support, so we need to plug him. You need any technical support, you need to go to Ruckus. But first, let me plug here, Weaponized News. Go to get yourself the hologram sticker there, the white background sticker, and the clear sticker. Oh, can we fit it all on the screen? Weaponizednews.com. And let me go to the store quickly. I had some back-end issues that I had to fix there, and I did do so. And so the store is back up and working correctly. And I'm indexing the store so it comes up in your SEO, search engine optimization. So I'm still working on that, but you can go directly to weaponizednews.com. And here's the store right here, back up and running there. So if you want a hat, John, it's good to go now. But here is the Weaponized News store. I'm indexing everything here. So for a lot easier convenience, because it's kind of mismatched right now. But we have books, the pet ID tags, and a bunch of different shirts here now. And again, Simon from Florida is going to come back on. Where are we at today? I'm going to come back on here the 1st of December, I do believe. And so we're trying to promote his shirts that he gave me. He gave me like 7 different images. Of course, he has to be highbrow, as Simon would be. And here's one example: death on a pale horse, Gustav Door. And so this is a design recommended by Simon, and so I put it on a shirt for you. But we'll roll out the full Simon line there when he comes on at the 1st of December here on a Monday. Go to Weaponized News store or weaponizednews.com, and you can check out the store, fully operational here now for your patronage. Appreciate all of the subscribers and patrons to the store, and weaponizednews.com. Go ahead and plug there.
It's a stylish shirt. Shout out to Simon. Head on over to alternatecurrentradio.com if you're looking for more Ruckus stuff and more, interesting, informative, entertaining programs like the Sunday Wire, Boiler Room, and then my friends and colleagues who do podcasts like the Mystical American Patriot Society and the Odd Man Out podcast. And then, of course, you'll find Ruckus on Weaponized News under the Roundabout Ruckus moniker. And then when I go back to doing Daily Ruckus, which I will be doing soon, you'll find it there, alternatecurrentradio.com.
And then all your
little squeaky thing in my voice there. That was weird.
Your interweb needs, maybe you swallow one of those robots.
Yeah, just hit me up on my X, AC_wordslinger, or find me on Facebook, or send me an email, however you want to hit me up. But yeah, I can help you out with your website. If you want to do customizations, you need a website, or you just want a Facebook page, or you need some graphics done. Pretty much, if you go to alternatecurrentradio.com, the 90% of the graphics that you see up there, I did. So if you're like, man, this looks cool, again, hit me up. Okay, there you go.
There you go. He's a hard man to find right here. AC_wordslinger right there at the bottom of the screen. Contact him. Give Ruckus some work here for his interweb skills. Okay, moving on. Welcome back to the second half of Weaponized News on this Wednesday, November 19th, 2025. Thank you for joining us. Very sad to report here for our YouTube audience. We love the World Health Organization. They've saved us more times than we know, but sad to report here, the World Health Organization to lose nearly a quarter of its workforce, 2,000 jobs due to U.S. withdrawing funding. And so we may have to, do something about this, because I don't know what we're going to do without this, without these 2,000 World Health Organization employees. And it's all Donald Trump's fault, of course. I'm kind of scared here, Ruckus, with the bird flu coming on now, H5N5. The first human infection was announced last couple days, and so I'm getting pretty worried. I need the World Health Organization to keep me healthy and safe.
See this guy right here? He's got the answer. He's got the solution. Those jobs can be replaced by AI agents. Maybe Grok can step up and save the World Health Organization. We could warp speed Stargate. Oh, wait, I guess we already did all that, didn't we? All right, cool.
There you go. This is why we need the World Health Organization. If you're into that, read between the lines there.
Bill Gates Foundation will step up and pick up the slack.
Gavi, Bill Gates Foundation, they'll be sure to keep us healthy. Okay, moving on here to German police raid. We did not see this story coming. German police raided the home of a citizen, took biometric data from him, and demanded DNA for calling government workers, quote, parasites on X. Jeez. Gestapo, anybody there in Germany? Yeah. It's getting bad in Europe, Ruckus. UK.
That does not sound good at all. Germany, you say?
Let me read the rest of the story. A tweet in Germany with minimal engagement. Like nobody, it said engagement 2 people. I don't know. But the report goes on to say, sparked a 6 a.m. police raid, forcing the author to hand over their phone and provide biometric data. This incident illustrates how minor online speech can trigger significant state control actions. Germany's enforcement framework for, quote, online hate relies on specialized prosecutor units and automated keyword scanning. The state prioritizes compliance over legal principle, leading to the seizure of devices and creating psychological pressure on individuals. The situation in Germany reflects a disturbing trend in which opinion policing blurs the line between public safety and free speech and hate.
This sounds like one of those things where if we were trying to warn people that this could be happening in the near future, say, I don't know, just last year, we would probably be accused of being a scumbag conspiracy theorist or something, right?
Here's the post. Here's the post. I'm offended for the parasites over there in Germany and our own government. You're all scum, as far as I'm concerned. I'm waiting for the FBI to show up at my door. But here's the post. No, every person who is financed by the state pays no net taxes. They live off taxes. Every civil servant, every politician, every employee in a state-owned company, everyone who is subsidized and financed by the state, not a single parasite pays any net taxes. Well, he deserves as a Gestapo at his door at 6 a.m. for that post on X. Ruckus. It had 774 views.
Danger. Oh, my God. It's scary. All right. Clearly, this is an example of what we saw happen with the during the medical intervention time when the YouTubes and the X's or Twitter were like flagging content. It was not humans who were doing it. It was an algorithm. And a lot of people got lumped up in it, including a lot of innocent, I mean, completely normal, innocent people like, wait a minute, what happened to my post? I don't, just these weird keywords. And then you would have to sit there and dispute it. And then it was like a long wait because everybody had been shuttered down and went home and wearing masks and scared to death of nothing. An invisible enemy anyways. But yeah, you know how that went. And so again, I think this is the same thing. They rolled out this new system. They hit go. And I think this guy is one of those first people that got lumped up in it. And it was just enough for them to say, yeah, let's do it. And they went and they did it. And they got to make an example of these people. So when you now everybody's talking about it, now other people are going to be like, I'm just going to sit down and shut up. You know, this is ultimately at the end of the day, I think people are going to start using social media less. Good, probably ultimately good, but bad because, it is an opportunity for you to get out there generally and learn about what's happening around the world, keep in contact with friends and strangers around the planet. And, and depending on which country you live in and who owns the platform at the time and who's president at the time, you get a little bit of free speech every once in a while. So, just a little bit, though, not much. And then you're not guaranteed that anybody sees it. So the dude was actually lucky that he got 470 something engagements. I mean, holy moly, man! When's the last time you or I got 470?
Right? No, you got 774. Yeah. When's the last time? Can't get jack. Supposedly.
Just kidding. I have my moments. I still get a couple thousand views on my posts every once in a while. I'm lucky, but yeah. But
UK,
yeah, it's like the average person, though, they don't. You know what I mean? So,
UK, EU, it's getting extremely tyrannical there quickly now. Okay, moving on to Syria signs new gas deal with ConocoPhillips. Who would have seen this coming? With their new Al-Qaeda president. Russia to reestablish 9 military positions in Syria. And so Russia's going back into the fold there now in Syria. We're on our geopolitical section here now. If you didn't know, Washington, Moscow bypassed Kiev to draft new Ukraine peace plan. I thought Ukraine's fighting a war against Russia, but somehow Washington is doing a peace deal with Russia. Yeah, well, it's a proxy war. They're using the Ukrainians as cannon fodder to fight against the evil Putin in Russia. And they've now, according to a report out of Axios, the America and Russia have a 28-point peace plan, but they forgot to tell Ukraine. So that's out there. I think that's good news, and it's not a laughing matter. It's just so dark. They need to end this war and stop killing people on both sides. Hopefully, they'll come to the table. Trump's new proposal to end the Ukrainian war would have Ukraine cede more territory, giving Russia full control of the Donbass, and that's where in large part all this shit started, and freezing current lines in Kherson, and I can't even pronounce this other one, in exchange for the U.S. security guarantee meant to deter future Russian attacks. The plan would see the U.S. and others recognize Crimea and the Donbass as Russia. I don't know. You think they will cede this territory to Russia? Will Ukraine agree to this? What do you think? Washington says the ball's in Zelensky's court right now, according to a report out of Axios.
Very strange. This would be like, I know Trump just started a new conflict with Venezuela, so we're going to war with Venezuela. This would be like, pick a couple countries that ran. Vietnam and Pakistan get together and say, we've got a 33-point peace plan to end the conflict between America and Venezuela. And in order to do so, America needs to concede that the Gulf of Mexico gets renamed to the Gulf of Mexico. That's exactly what this is. Like, it makes no effing sense. What are we doing? What is this? This is garbage. This is like,
it's showing you that Ukrainian Zelensky government is a total puppet of America here now. If we're the ones doing all the negotiations, what the hell is really going on there? Come on, man. Obviously, Ukraine is not a legitimate government. As we continue to report, they haven't had an election like almost 2 years now, a year and a half or whatever. It is a long
plus
time.
The current president, what's his history in politics? Oh, that's right.
He did a TV show about it.
He did a TV show.
That's good enough.
Plus, he's a very skilled pianist. So.
Pianist, yes, indeed. Report out of the Financial Times here. One proposed condition for ending the Ukraine war is recognizing Russia as an official state language in Ukraine. Yeah, I don't see that happening, honestly, but Russia just threw that in.
That'd be very difficult because hardly anybody in Ukraine knows how to speak Russian. Oh, wait a minute. Somebody fact check me on that.
They all speak Russian.
I'm being sarcastic, I know.
Another condition is granting official status to the Russian Orthodox Church in Ukraine. I don't
Now
know.
you're going too far, man. You got to keep church and state separate, you know?
U.S. says Saudi nuclear deal excludes uranium enrichment, focuses solely on civilian power plant construction. Uranium enrichment is not included in the civil nuclear energy agreement reached between Saudi Arabia and America. And so I don't know why not, because we need an excuse in the future to go bomb them, because they're going to create a nuclear weapon just like Iran and attack us from halfway around the world and blow up New York, right?
No, it doesn't work like that.
No?
When they become a useful ally to us in a future conflict down the road somewhere, once we're done with the Venezuela thing and after we start a war with China over Taiwan, of course, then, you know, the next time there's a conflict in the Middle East and Saudi Arabia needs our help, we're just going to do what we do with all these conflicts. We're going to send them our weapons and our nuclear technology, or allow them to steal our advanced weaponry like Israel does. Oh, snap. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that out loud. I
wouldn't do such a thing. They wouldn't do such. That's blasphemous against aardvarks. Okay. Yeah. So we're giving Saudi Arabia our nuclear technology. I don't know what could go wrong. Trump declares Saudi Arabia major non-NATO ally as MBS pledges $1 trillion in investment. Again, that's 12 zeros. We went over that yesterday. What? Didn't they attack us on 9/11? Or Saudi terrorists from 16 of the 19 hijackers allegedly were from Saudi Arabia? Huh? And aren't
they come from a rough neighborhood. They're just rough guys.
I guess MAGA loves this. Look, lick the boots, MAGA, of this maniac. Both of them are maniac monsters, actually. But that's America first for you. I don't even know what to say at this point. Who could possibly support this? America. Today, Venezuela is Maduro, Venezuela's president, with a looming threat of U.S. invasion, is saying that he is willing to resign and give Venezuela to Jesus Christ. So now, if America attacks Venezuela, they're going to say, look, you attacked a Christian nation. They are in large part Catholic. You're going to say, I gave this country to Jesus Christ. You, America, are attacking Jesus Christ's country. That's literally the propaganda they're setting up to roll out upon U.S. invasion.
Okay, this can't be real. I just figured it out. I hit my head. I fell out of bed or something. I did not survive that fall on my skateboard, and I'm in limbo. What the F is going on here? This is crazy.
It's crazy. Maduro has asked. He's saying he wants a deal where he can step away from power with no criminal charges and take his ill-gotten gains to some remote island and live in peace. He does not want to be killed by America here now over this, over his alleged narco drug trafficking empire.
America is just, we're such a bully. Holy crap. It's ridiculous. It's really embarrassing. It's very sad. Clearly the guy got the message. I mean, he's not stupid. Nobody's stupid. We know
he gets the message. He's like, don't kill me, bro. I'll step out. Like, it ain't worth all that. You know what I mean? He's like, but we'll see. We shall see.
He will probably now mysteriously unalive himself with like 3 nuclear bombs to the head or something like that.
It was Hamas. Don't worry about it. Okay. So we reported here Trump's good buddies with the UAE, and they're behind, in large part, this civil war genocide going on in Sudan. And Trump's just waking up to the fact. He said, this is a post by Trump. As we seek to solve all the world's problems as the world's police, tremendous atrocities are taking place in Sudan, no doubt. And so he says that Saudi Arabia has asked him to interdict on behalf of Sudan and other countries. Just tell UAE stop funding the genocide in these, RSF army going on over there. as we report. But it turns out, as we reported, in large part, the motivation behind it is they're capturing all the gold and sending it back to UAE, amongst other natural resources, as the motivation for the genocide going on in Sudan now. But Trump has jumped in the mix here now. He says, we will work with Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, they're the main culprits behind the whole thing, Egypt, and other Middle East partners to get these atrocities to end, while at the same time stabilizing Sudan. Now we're in the business of stabilizing Sudan. Ruckus?
There's the word I was looking for. Stabilization. Hey, code words, everybody. Here's
Trump talking about the Sudan. All he has to do is say, hey, UAE, stop it. But they're going to act like UAE. Huh?
And I'll tell you, His Majesty would like me to do something very powerful having to do with Sudan. It was not on my my charts to be involved in that. I thought it was just something that was crazy and out of control. But I just see how important that is to you and to a lot of your friends in the room. Sudan, and we're going to start working in Sudan. I didn't think that was one that was...
Yeah, we didn't have enough going on, so we're going to go ahead and stick our nose in Sudan now. What the... Dude.
It wasn't in his charts. What charts? His astrological charts?
We got another...
What's his sign? I want to look up his horoscope now.
There you go, Ruckus. Another one for you. Turkey is down 33%. Let's hear from Trump.
Turkey is down, think of that, 33%. And I'm not talking about the country of Turkey. He's doing fine. Erdogan is doing good. Just want to, I don't want him calling me. I'm not down 33%. He's a friend of ours.
Good one. 33.
They're throwing it around, man. They're throwing it around. U.S. warned South Africa not to issue a joint G20 summit statement, as that just went on, without the United States saying it will reject anything presented as a consensus because it's boycotting the event. South Africa, backed by Brazil and several others, is still pushing for a full declaration, according to a report on Bloomberg. And remember this whole ridiculous thing when South African president went to White House and Trump accused him of genociding the white farmers and the white crosses along that road, and that whole thing turned out to be a giant hoax. Remember all that?
Well, they always walk these things back and make corrections and let the American people know that they made a mistake and what happened and how they made the mistake, to make sure that everybody knows, while they're being open and transparent, that they did not deliberately mislead the people. Oh, wait, they don't do any of those things, do they? Shoot.
They're carrying on the hoax by boycotting the G20.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then stupid people, or the general public, sorry, I don't mean to call you stupid, but you're uninformed, and that's by choice. But yeah, you remember, oh yeah, I remember Trump, and he had photos, and they remember the props. That's very important, because then that sells the story, it sells the propaganda. And then if you're a real thinking person, you did any investigating into this, you would learn that it's not true. But who's going to go that far? Somebody, if you like Trump and you like America, and why would you even question it? Sit down and shut up, right? Don't be an antiseptic, anti-science guy. Wear your mask. Stay at home. 6 feet.
U.S. approves a nearly $700 million sale of NASAMS air defense missile systems to Taiwan. We forgot about Taiwan. That's also sitting there as well as a very hot spot waiting.
I brought up Taiwan.
Oh, did you? You named Taiwan? Yeah. Well, we're arming Taiwan to the teeth here now. It seems it's second.
We better be. We got to get ready, man.
Its second arms package in a week, bringing the total to $1 billion worth of U.S. arms sold to Taiwan. Reuters reporting there. Wow. UK will build a network of new munitions factories, its first major domestic explosives production in nearly 20 years to strengthen war readiness and support Ukraine. And so, thankfully, UK is, I don't know if they heard about that Russia-US peace deal, but they're cranking up. All these signs point towards a major world war. I mean, you know what I mean? Everybody's arming up to the teeth, and it's getting sketchy quick here, Ruckus.
It only looks that way, Sam. And
it only looks
looks can be very deceiving. Just ask this guy. I mean, because he looks like one of the good guys, doesn't he?
Well, the president of peace, Trump, who stopped how many 11 wars or something, he claims. Today it's being reported by antiwar.com that the United States has bombed Somalia again for the 97th time. 97 times under the Trump administration. America, CENTCOM, has bombed, or I guess it's U.S. Africa Command and CENTCOM, have bombed Somalia 97 times this year. Nobody cares because they're a poor black country. So nobody cares. 97 times, Ruckus.
97 times, not 97 bombs.
97 times this year.
So
Separate
we don't know
incidents.
how many
bombs within each bombing run? That's a good question.
And how much do those bombs cost? Let's just assume that it was one bomb per bombing, which I seriously doubt. That's a lot of money there, people. Yeah. But it's good for jobs somewhere for somebody.
Well, we're fighting ISIS there still, you see. The strikes targeted...
Don't let the Syrian guy know, right?
The strikes targeted ISIS affiliate in Somalia and Puntland region. So 97 bombing runs there this year in Somalia. Nobody knows.
I don't remember hearing about a single one of these. This is news to me, and it's November 19th. We got one month left in this year, and this is the first time I'm hearing about this. 97th time this year. Wild.
We're bombing the hell out of Somalia. But hey, Trump cares about the Christians genocided in Nigeria because Nicki Minaj went to the UN, and you just saw he cares about the Sudan now as well. So, but Somalia, not so much, it seems.
Nicki Minaj, wasn't she the one that was reading from her phone how much she loves and supports Kamala Harris? Oh, yes, that's the one.
Well, she's against. She's actually pro-war and against the Christian genocide in Nigeria. Nothing to do with natural resources there at all. It's just she cares about Christians in Nigeria.
What do we need all these natural resources and stuff for? Because Elon Musk says Tesla robots are going to save the world. So, maybe we need the resources for the Tesla robots. I didn't think about that until now.
Well, there's a big ceasefire peace in the Middle East brokered by Trump. Aardvark land airstrikes throughout southern Lebanon, reported today. Aardvark bombs Lebanon using banned cluster munitions, report out of the Cradle. And so they continue their war crimes unimputed. Let's see here. More about that. The Guardian has reported here now that the British newspaper commissioned 6 different arms experts to view this photo right here. I'll show it to you in a second. Let me just read this brief, which appears to show the remnants of 2 different types of Aardvark cluster munitions. And so the Guardian and the Cradle are saying, according to their experts, these are cluster munitions, which are illegal, allegedly. But as we know, the rules don't apply to Aardvark land, so don't be antiseptic.
Those are fun. I like those. Those are almost as fun as the white phosphorus things.
And depleted uranium as well.
Well, the cluster munitions are kind of like a combination of a traditional bomb, but then also like an undetonated minefield, because the vast majority of these things don't explode, and then they're just laying around, and kids pick them up and play with them, and oop, there goes little Timmy's arm. There goes Susie's leg. Oh, the baby. Oh, it's not with us anymore. What a shame. This is highly terrible, and yes, they are banned from use. But Israel's like, whatever, we're chosen people, and yada yada, Yiddish, whatever.
Yeah. I need a throat lozenge. Excuse me. Okay, Epstein enlisted Rothschild-run bank to fund Aardvark Land's cyber weapons development program. So surprising, I know. I don't even know what to say anymore about it. Okay. Well, the ceasefire is going well, as the title of the show says. They're stacking bodies, still looking for bodies. Aardvark Land strikes across Gaza kill at least 28. I believe it's probably even more than that. And this is from earlier today. And it's horrific. It's on your interwebs if you want to go look at there's men, women, children, arms, legs, heads blown off. It's horrific. The same war porn is all there. You can see it. It's horrific. I'm not going to show it on this program, but it's all there on X and all over the interwebs. You can go see the damage done here. And I do believe by now it's probably more than 28, but that's your ceasefire going on there, Ruckus.
We just need 5 more, right? 33.
Aardvark Land has carried out 393 ceasefire violations, killing 279 Palestinians, injuring 652, and arresting 35. Violations include 113 shootings, 174 bombardments, 17 incursions, and 85 demolitions. Gaza's media office says today, according to a report out of Drop Site News. So that's a successful ceasefire, according to who? Our State Department. Let's see. Did I have the image here? We're almost there. Where the heck did I lose that report? Did I miss it? Thought I had it lined up. Oh, here it is. Sorry. The State Department posted this. Yeah, here it is. We ended the war in Gaza, and 2 days ago, incredibly, the United Nations Security Council backed the Trump peace plan. We have 59 countries signed on. They endorsed it. The United Nations, what's called the Board of Peace, chaired by a person called Donald J. Trump. Let's hear from Trump now. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they didn't get to see all these bodies getting stacked up today.
But we also, as you know, we had a historic ceasefire. We ended the war in Gaza. And 2 days ago, incredibly, the United Nations Security Council backed the Trump peace plan. And we have a great peace plan. We have peace in the Middle East. This is a strong peace, too. They say, oh, it's tentative. It's not. This is a very strong peace. We have 59 countries signed on. And when there's problems, I'm getting calls from countries. They want to go in and lead the fight to solve the problem if we have any problems. But right now, it's looking very good and endorsed. They endorsed the United Nations, what's called the Board of Peace, chaired by a person called Donald J. Trump. I accepted the chairmanship. They asked me to be chairman.
That's quite terrifying.
Oh, no, he's referring to himself in the third person.
And saying he's the board of the chair of peace after bombing Somalia 97 times. And we just showed you bombing in southern Lebanon. Oh, and wait, there's more, but there's more, Ruckus. There's more. It's not only Lebanon, Gaza, the West Bank. It's also Syria. Turns out Syria calls Netanyahu's unannounced visit to the Golan Heights, occupied Golan Heights, dangerous violation of its sovereignty. And so little Bibi, our shadow president, went on a tour of his stolen land, the occupied Golan Heights. And here's an image of it. And so he's touring his stolen land today. There it is. Violating Syria's sovereignty. We wouldn't have it any other way. They're damn terrorists. But didn't Syria's president just go to the White House last week and get lauded by Trump as a great reformer of Syria?
Well, sort of. He did go. He had to get snuck in through the back door, and apparently the guy smelt terrible or something, because then Trump had to spray him with some sort of cologne right in front of everybody else. Like, what are you doing? Yeah.
Here's the problem. So they oversold the Holocaust, we're being told, by ZBS Barry Weiss. Let's take a listen to this clip. Or no, this is a different woman, excuse me. Former Obama speechwriter Sarah Hurwitz laments that younger aardvarks are rejecting pro-aardvark arguments after seeing the Gaza genocide. She argues the Holocaust education is backfiring because people see Palestinians as victims of aardvark land and see the parallels between the Nazis and the current aardvark Netanyahu-led regime. Let's watch this clip. So see, education is not always a good thing, Ruckus.
Social media is now our source of media. And this, it used to be that the media you got in America was American media, and it was pretty mainstream. It generally didn't express extreme anti-Israel views. You had to go to a pretty weird bookstore to find global media and fringe media. But today, we have social media, which is a global medium. Its algorithms are shaped by billions of people worldwide who don't really love Jews. And so while in the 1990s, a young person probably wasn't going to find Al Jazeera or someone like Nick Fuentes, today those media outlets find them. They find them on their phones. It's also this increasingly post-literate media, less and less text, more and more videos. So you have TikTok just smashing our young people's brains all day long with video of carnage in Gaza. And this is why so many of us can't have a sane conversation with younger Jews, because anything that we try to say to them, they are hearing it through this wall of carnage. So I want to give data and information and facts and arguments, and they are just seeing in their minds carnage, and I sound obscene. I think, unfortunately, the very smart, bet that we made on Holocaust education to serve as anti-Semitism education, in this new media environment, I think that is beginning to break down a little bit. Because, Holocaust education is absolutely essential. But I think it may be confusing some of our young people about anti-Semitism because they learn about big, strong Nazis hurting weak, emaciated Jews. And they think, anti-Semitism is like anti-black racism, right? Powerful white people against powerless black people. So when on TikTok all day long they see powerful Israelis hurting weak, skinny Palestinians, it's not surprising that they think, I know, the lesson of the Holocaust is you fight Israel. You fight the big, powerful people hurting the weak people.
Huh? Has their propaganda backfired on him? She's essentially saying that.
I don't even know where to begin with this one. I'm just flabbergasted. Wow. So basically, if you were to probably listen to that whole thing, the argument is that the problem is not the big powerful country beating up the poor weak skinny one, right? The problem is the social media platform showing videos of it happening. Like, if we could just do this in secret, everything would be fine. But the problem is, dude?
She said weird fringe bookstores in the 90s. You could get international news from weird fringe bookstores. What?
And her argument about basically everybody online hates Jews. That was weird. That was very strange. I'm like, huh? What? What are you talking about? Including the young Jews. The young Jews are just like, boy, I hate Jews. Would be lovely if TikTok fed me some Jew hatred stuff, right? Oh, who's this guy? Nick Fuentes. He's cool. Baloney. What a stupid argument. It's all fake. It's all garbage. It's clearly, you guys, she's telling the truth. Anybody, doesn't matter who it is, when they see a big, powerful bully, let's pretend it's like the United States picking on a weaker, skinnier country. Let's pretend it's Venezuela. Then you defend the poor, weak, skinny state because we always vote for the underdog. We would like to see the underdog succeed.
But they're international narco terrorists.
I know they are, and drugs are bad. Don't do drugs, kid. But it's not. This would never happen if it wasn't for the Holocaust. So I blame the Holocaust.
I see. Oh man. So yeah, they're bombing
She's
the hell.
mental. Anyways, yeah.
Jeez. They're bombing the hell out of southern Lebanon, Gaza today. But Trump says that, hey, it's going well. The peace. What? Well, part of the multi-pronged attack, it's not just whacking everybody. They're deliberately attacking any kind of economic industry, any kind of industry that could provide economic, to feed your family, economic benefit. So now this report about aardvark attacks have resulted in near total collapse of Gaza's fishing industry. And so we've been reporting on over there in not near the ocean, but on the other side of the West Bank, they're wiping out their agricultural production and livestock production capabilities on a daily basis. Now we go back over to the sea a little bit, and turns out that they're wiping out, according to Sahat News, reports that the fishing sector in Gaza has suffered a widespread collapse during the genocide, with over 5,000 fishermen losing their livelihoods after 95% of the boats and equipment have been destroyed. So you can't have a fishing industry if you don't have a boat. I guess you can fish from the shore, maybe, if they didn't blow up your fishing pole. I don't see how they get any supplies. And so they're systematically destroying any kind of economic output that these Palestinians could possibly create to live now. Economically, the destruction of nearly 1,950 boats, they're probably all narco traffickers, of course, has pushed unemployment among fishermen in Gaza to 97%. So there is no fishing essentially going on there because they have no boats because they all got blown up because they're all narco drug trafficker. What? Yeah. Well, no. What? Yeah. So they're systematically attacking any kind of livelihood these people could create.
Well, there is some good news.
There's Optimus humanoid robots coming to help. Maybe that'll help.
The fishing for them. Maybe the drones. There'll be drones that fly out over the ocean and they drop their little fishing line. There you go. Drones will catch the fish.
And on to the West Bank, the ultra-Zionists here. Aardvark settlers, ultra-Zionist attacks in the occupied West Bank as reported over the last 24 hours. They're going for broke as reported yesterday. Aardvark military is warning that there may be a massive revolt there. Settlers attacked vehicles. Settlers stormed, and these list all these places I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce. Settlers attacked the Watchmen. Settlers stole transformers and solar panels from farmlands. Settler militias destroyed the contents of shops, attacking the shopkeeper. Groups of settlers assaulted farmers while they were harvesting olives. We continue to report on that and other agriculture. In daily violation, settlers attacked another one of these villages in northern Jericho. Settlers, with the protection of the IDF, blocked the entrance to a farm belonging to Palestinian citizens. Settlers urinated in front of the home of a Palestinian citizen. Wow. And then Smotrich, finance minister, aardvark banker, he says, we are killing the idea of a Palestinian state day by day, hour by hour, with more than 100 farms that are already spanned over 700,000 dumas. These are state lands, and we hold so the enemy won't seize them. And so they're taking over, they're annexing the West Bank here de facto, even though they're not supposed to. They don't care. They're doing it as we reported they would, because munition bombs, annexation of land, nothing applies to them because Hamas terrorist ruckus.
Yeah, it's the gift that keeps on giving, right? Yeah. The settlers thing is disturbing right there. I mean, we've always seen some issues with the settlers themselves. Citizens, normal, air quotes here, normal people intervening the aid, like pulling over the trucks and dumping it off the side and stuff like that, putting boulders and rocks so that the UN aid people couldn't get through or whatever, interfering with journalists, all sorts of bizarre stuff. And it's like the acts of the citizenry, in this case, the settlers, are supposed to be, air quotes again, not representative of the country as a whole. Like, oh, yeah, just because we got some bad apples here, that doesn't mean this is the entire country doing it. And that's what we stand for, in this case, aardvark land or whatever. But by that same argument, you can't, I mean, but these people will turn around and say, well, every single human being that resides inside of Gaza is Hamas because they have not made the conscious decision to overthrow that particular government. What the women and the children and the babies, they're supposed to get together and have a revolution and overthrow Hamas. Oh, yeah, no, it's their fault. So they're fair game to some of these people. I mean, Mark Levin was rabidly screaming about this type of thing just a few days ago, right? So it's shocking to me that this giant disconnect, where does the country begin, the people begin, the country end, and then you throw in the religious aspect and then the fact that this land belonged to a whole other group of people before you claimed it for yourselves. There's that problem right there, and here we are, how many years later. Whoever thought this was a good idea, by the way, this whole let's just I know you're already living here, but this is our place now. Oh, that's right, some Rothschild guy or something, right?
Yeah, the UK and Rothschild and that whole crew, they thought it would be a good idea, and they knew exactly what would happen. And this is exactly why they put it right there, because they want this conflict to continue to control trade in that region. Again,
there is that interesting alleged letter between Albert Pike and Mazzini, which would suggest, I mean, they were predicting the three world wars, the first two to a T, and then pretty much what we're witnessing right now with this creation of a Zionist state in the Middle East to piss off all the Arabs so that they all come together and we just wipe each other out. Yay. And then this elite class of uber jerks and billionaire technocrats emerge from the ashes to save everybody, order out of chaos. Neat.
The good guys, almost like it's a multi-century conspiracy here. Now we're almost at the end of
Albert Pike, by the way, was allegedly a 33rd degree Freemason. Also, point that out.
He was like the highest one. Southern.
He was also the head of the KKK, right?
Yeah, good guy, real good guy.
We tore down his statue and everybody was happy, but then Trump says, I can't believe they tore down that statue, and they put it back up. What?
Imagine that Trump put back up the Albert Pike statue. He made that a priority. Imagine that.
Executive order, I believe. Part of the beautification of DC, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody quote me. You check my on that one, but I think I'm right. Nothing more beautiful than a statue of a 33rd degree Freemason leader of the KKK, everybody.
And with that, we're going to wrap up this Wednesday edition of Weaponized News. Thankfully, there is peace in the Middle East. They've only stacked 28 bodies, according to CNN. I'm sure it's a lot more than that, as they try to sort out all the mangled bodies. Again, you can go see it all. It's quite horrific on the interwebs. Go to Drop Site for one, Drop Site News, but it's all over the place, and you can see the blowing up children. It's a nightmare. It's literally a friggin' nightmare. And it just goes on and on and on. And Trump says there's peace. So I guess MAGA will claim you're a conspiracy theory if you say, well, no, look, there's a pile of bodies today. And they're like, no, Trump said there's peace. So you're blackpilling or whatever BS they want to say. And, well, you're going to these fringe bookstores on the interwebs for international news, apparently. You need to listen. CNN, it's our own freaking fake news telling us, but it's all over. It's all over. All you got to do is go look. And you can see the genocide is continuing, sadly, there in Gaza. Oh, man. Okay, let's plug one more time for Ruckus. Go to his alternatecurrentradio.com website and direct message him over there at AC_wordslinger. Direct message me on the X at Weaponized News. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in on this Wednesday. Let's go to the channels quickly, see if we can see anybody over there, if we have any comments on the Odysee. We have anybody on the Odysee? We do have a few people. Highland, Gurr, John. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Sam got the website up. I did indeed. I was working hard on it, and Ruckus helped me out a little bit too, as well. Let's see here. In her Zelensky fashion, do we have anything? Usually some BRRT. Thank you for joining us. I don't know what language you're typing in there, but I do see your. I do see your. Okay. He says, John on the Odysee says, when you talk about eugenics, don't forget the Wellcome Trust. Oh, good point. An aardvark entity that came from a fortune made in pharmaceuticals. They are historical poisoners. Well, they're the good guys, as we know. Yeah, this guy's writing in German or something. I don't know. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in on the Odysee. Thank you, John. The website should be working if you want to purchase a hat over there. It should all be working correctly. Thank you guys for tuning in on the Odysee. The Bitchute, the Kick, Twitch, Facebook, X, Rumble, as usual, and YouTube. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in on all of those channels. What did Young say over here on the YouTube? He says, the meth gave the Nazi Xylon B immunities so they could be chilling outside Grammy's door, outside his chamber. Come on, man. The wood door is all I can say about that. Check out the wooden doors. I know. Stop noticing the wooden doors. Again, it's all coming. Oh, they're built in spyware and everything. I told you. Now, I had an Intel engineer tell me like 15 years ago at Intel that, yeah, Aardvark Land's building back doors into your hardware, into the microchip. Ain't nothing you could do about it, right? And so, yeah, I do believe he was telling me the truth, and I do believe they're still doing it today at even a greater capacity than they had the ability to do 15 years ago. With that, Ruckus, any final words, thoughts before we sign off this broadcast?
No, thanks for having me, and shout out to everybody in all the various chats. We do sincerely appreciate every one of you.
Yep, thank you very much for joining us today, Ruckus. Oh, plug the Boiler Room. When can we catch you on the Boiler Room?
We've switched to Friday nights, so you can catch the Boiler Room now Friday nights at it's 8 p.m. Central, so that would be 6 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. No, sorry, 9 p.m. Eastern. There you go. 8 p.m. Central. You do the math. But there you go. Boiler Room, which is hosted by my friend and colleague, the owner of AlternateCurrentRadio.com, which is Hesher, Brian McLean. That's his show. I'm just a regular guest. But you can catch me and my friends there every Friday night at 8 p.m. Central at AlternateCurrentRadio.com. Thanks again, Sam.
Awesome. And with that, as always, everybody do your own research, peace, love, and freedom. Speak out and take action. Have a great rest of your Wednesday.